So welcome everybody to this video, which is 12 quick wins you can do for your Facebook fan page or your Facebook profile as well. But we're definitely going to be focusing on business fan pages. So the first step, tip number one is getting a Facebook vanity name for your personal account. Then we'll look at business accounts as well. So if you go to something like facebook.com/authenticcham, that redirects to my actual Facebook profile, as you can see up there. Now, if you wanted to change that, you go in the top right hand corner here, and then you go to settings, and then here you can edit it. But there's a word of warning: once you change it, as you can see here, your username can only be changed once and should include your real name. So what that's saying is you could change this username, but once you change it, you can't change it again. There's a limit on how many times you can change it. And then also with your Facebook fan page, if I go to my one, here we are at facebook.com/authentic-education. In the admin panel, you go to edit page, and then you go to edit settings, and it's pretty much the same story as well. You click page info here, and then it says Facebook web address, and you can edit that, and it gives you a similar kind of warning that if you want to change your web address, you can only change it a certain number of times. You got to check the availability also. The next thing we're going to look at is cover photos. So you can see cover photos that sell. We've got an entire banner here for our upcoming event. While you can't click that and for it to go to a link, if you click it, it just goes to the actual photo. So not much use, but you just have the shortest URL possible. Like we've got authenticeducation.com.au/FB. Also to note here, this picture, this profile picture, is a square. We haven't put any text in it. It's so that when you see things like this, you can see that we've commented and you can see our little logo and you can make it out. It's quite clear, which is quite different to these guys, quickbusinesstips.com. It's all very well and good to have that URL in your profile photo. I would have taken that URL, put it in the actual cover photo here, because when people scroll down here, you can't really see quickbusinesstips.com. It's like very obscured, and I wouldn't do that to people. So that's the cover photo. You can also do it for your personal one as well. So if we go to Ben's Facebook, you can see his actual banner is the same. One of our next big upcoming events, which is the Visionary Leadership Conference with Global One. So the next tip we're going to look at is scheduled posts. So we're on our Facebook fan page here. We go to the status section, and let's say we want to schedule something like a photo. I'm going to do a quote, and I really love this one by Michael Jordan, which says that talent wins games, but intelligence and teamwork wins championships. So I can put an optional thing here, but I like for these ones just to have the photo only. Then there's this little clock, and I schedule it. So I'm thinking, well, today's Friday, if I want to schedule it for tomorrow or something like that. But I think because I've done a post an hour ago, maybe at around today at 4 p.m. or let's say 4:15 p.m., 4:10 p.m., that'll be good. By default, I'm in the time zone UTC plus 10. Hit schedule, and then you can schedule as many of those as you like. Then it says your post will be published on Friday, May 30th at 4:10 p.m. You can view the activity log as well. So here are your upcoming ones, and then you can delete them if you don't want those to go ahead anymore. The next tip number 4, is fan page SEO. So SEO is search engine optimization. When people think of search engine optimization, they're mainly thinking of Google. So, if someone Googles weight loss, how do I make sure I get to the top of this search engine? But Facebook also has a search engine. So when you type in weight loss into Facebook, things to do with weight loss come up, but all around Facebook. I mean, this person's lucky enough to have this actual vanity name, but other things can come up as well. So photos, other pages, etc. As you can see here. But the interesting thing to note is that when people are searching for you, or perhaps they're searching for personal development, you've got a greater likelihood of coming up if those words are in your actual page. So what I'm talking about here specifically is the description of your business, and in the about section as well, there is more and more information there. So making sure that these words in this about section are to do with your business. So like we've got here, personal development courses, business training, etc. So there's a short description that you saw, then there's a long description, in that you've got an extra opportunity to put more keywords and more of a description of what you do, including a call to action. So at the end, we've got here, join the #1 community for difference makers in Australia by grabbing yourself some free stuff. I'm going to talk about those links in a second, but we're just looking at the short and long description there. The short description appears, as you saw before, on your Facebook profile homepage, I guess you could say. There it is. And the long description when they click the About section. Now, how do you do that? You go, once again, to the top, you go Edit Page, and then Edit Settings. And here is where you can edit all your page information. So short description there, you just click Edit, and then you edit it. If you want, you can hover over where it says question mark. It just tells you what it is. 155 character limit. And then we've got a long description, and there it is. Long description expands on what it was before. And that's pretty much it for the description. So this page, now that we're on this topic, brings us to tip number 5, which is making sure all of your fan page information is filled in. So we're talking about categories. You can have up to 3 categories for your business. And here's what it looks like. Here you can see those categories: education, business service, personal coaching. Then we've got things like the address, the hours of operation. So that would be here when you click the About section. You can see the address. It brings up this little map. The hours of operation is here. When we joined Facebook, if we go back to this page, you could see there's all of this Impressum thing. Don't worry about that. That's for countries that, by law, you have to say who the author is. Then we've got a mission, the founders. We can see that here as well. Our mission statement. I'm not sure where the founders comes up. But everything else is here. Then we've also got awards that you've won. And now I want to draw your attention to some links. So you can see here, this you can actually click. Now, in order to do that, all you need is the www dot. That's what you put in the description. And when it publishes it to this page, it's an automatically a clickable link. If you click it, opens up a new tab, and then people can go to your website. Or we've got a call to action in our long description. Join the community for difference makers, etc. by grabbing yourself some free stuff here. www.authenticeducation.com.au/free stuff, and then it goes to here as well. So that's a really great way to make sure you use links. You don't need the HTTP part of the link, just the www. Also in the email, if you put your email address and contact details, if people click on that, it opens up their default email account, whether that's Outlook, etc., and they can send you an email as well. Now that brings us to point number 6, which is a link to all your products. So if you see here, you can edit your products. What I like to do, because it's only plain text, see when I go and edit this, there's no things I can click here to make it bold or anything like that. I've only got plain text to play with. So I try and make headings by making them all capitals and adding these equal signs. And once again, I've got my links here. So this is what it looks like on the actual page. So here is the products, free events we've got. And if you click some of the free events, like our public speaking group, here's where it goes to. So you could have seen there, if you noticed, that this link here, we're trying to make it short as possible, speaking, but when you click it, it changes and redirects after a while to this longer link, our proper link, free events /free public speaking group Sydney. Just a little side note, the reason why you want a long link like that is these are all keywords, because Google looks at this and thinks if someone's searching for free events or free public speaking events, because this URL has free public speaking events Sydney in it, all those words are in it, are more likely to rank, as opposed to having something just like speaking. That's not as good. So we kind of get the best of both worlds here. People can see it as a short link, but when they click it, Google and the computer and what they call the web crawler, the spider that Google uses, they can see our full words there. So now we've got step number 7, which is Facebook reviews. I'm going to show you what it looks like and then also how to enable it. So here we go. If you've seen on our home page of our Facebook account for Authentic Education, there's a whole bunch of starred reviews right underneath the main cover photo. See, it says 16 ratings. And you get these ratings, by the way, once you've got at least 5. So it just makes it look good. This is an average of all our star ratings. So someone's liked our link. An average of all our star ratings. We've got 4.9 on average. And if you scroll down, here are the reviews. and then you can see all the different reviews. People have an optional comment they can put down. And what we did recently, if you're on our emailing list, we actually emailed everyone and gave them instructions on how to give us a review, and saying that we really appreciate it. It helps other people as well. You can also take those reviews if you like, and then put them on your website. You can embed them, but I'm going to probably have to show you that another time. But the main benefit is that people can see them when they go to your Facebook page, and it just adds a lot of credibility. Next thing you want to do, though, in order to enable it, is you, once again, surprise, surprise, we go up to the top. We click Admin Panel, if you can't see it, and then you'll go Edit Page once again, and we edit all the settings. Facebook also has a lot of great help topics. So if you wanted to type in, how do I allow ratings and reviews on my page, it steps you through the process. But essentially, you go to that settings and you update your page info, and then you go to category. And in that example, Facebook's saying it has to be local business. And then you select a category like restaurant or cafe. But it actually still works if you just put companies or organizations, and we've got education as well. And that will allow that ratings review box that we've got, that ratings review box that you can see here, to appear. And then people can start rating you. And like I said, once again, once you got 5 ratings, those stars will appear. You may also see where it says 88 were here. That means 88 different people actually checked in to Authentic Education and said they were here. And yeah, you can get all the stats on it, but what that means for people is if they're on their computer right now and they're updating their status, they can pick a place. They can say, I'm currently here at Authentic Education. 88 people were here. Or if they're on their mobile phone, where it says on the bottom left of their Facebook app, it might say status. There's also another thing that says check in. And then it scans for all the places they can check in the area. And because we're at 169 Castlereagh Street, if they're near here, that's going to pop up. Or they can actually explicitly check in there if they like. Tip number 10 is to upload friends into Facebook. So in order to do that, just in your search engine, type in find friends. Not find friends in general. Find friends Facebook. And you can see this link that comes up, facebook.com/find friends. We want to click that. What this allows us to do is grab all of our email contacts and then put them in. Whoops, I clicked something by accident. Put them in to Facebook and see if those friends exist. So what you do is you go into your email service provider. Let's say it's Gmail. You go into Google Contacts, and then you find the place where you can export your contacts. Exports it to a CSV file. Then here where it says, where do you get your contacts from? If you've got a Yahoo or Outlook account, you can do it directly from there. If you've got an iCloud account, you can do it from there. But if you don't, if you've got something like Gmail, or you've just got them in an Excel, then you go to Other Email Service. And here is where you enter your email address. So that could be chamtang@gmail.com. And then you click Find Friends. It actually gives you instructions on what to do, and then how to export your contacts. And then right at the end, you just choose the file, hit Upload Contacts, and then you're done. So they will become your friends. What that also means, though, if you want to put them in friends lists, you got to kind of watch out for who accepted your friend request, and then add them to your different friends list as they accept your requests. That brings us on to friends list now, which is tip number 9. You want to use friends lists in statuses. What that means is if you're going to update something, I might want to say, great event last night, whatever it happens to be. You click here, and here is where I got a list of different friends. So it could be when I click See All Lists, I've got a whole bunch of lists, all the personal development people that I know for Melbourne only, or all of the people in Sydney only, etc. Or what you can also do is you could say, I want this to go to absolutely everyone. So then you'd have public. But what you can also do is exclude people. So you could say, I want it to go to everyone. Let me go back and start from the beginning. So from the beginning, I click here and I go to public. I want it to go to everyone, but I'm going to put a custom on it. So it's going to go to all of my friends, but don't share with this list. So I've got a list that says no personal development updates. So I can say, send it to absolutely everyone. So Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, all of that, except not for these people. So they're the people that I've deemed, I don't think they're really interested in seeing updates all the time to do with my business. Now to actually create friends lists, you go to your profile and then you go where it says friends and then you click more. And then now you can see there we've got create lists. So you just click create list and you name it whatever you like. So let's say we create a list here, and I might call this just a test list. I can add some members that I can see already, so I might add, someone by the name of John. There we go, and I click create. And now I can see just the news feed for people in this list, which is only one person. And then here I can go manage list. I can rename it if I want, but I can edit it, and I can add different people to this particular list as well. And I can do that a couple of ways. I can just think off the top of my head, all right, Stephen's going to be on this list, etc. Oh, sorry, this is searching the list, but I can look at all of my different friends and then just click them and add them. So I can say this person's on the list, etc., etc. And then anyone who's already on the list will show as ticked, and then I can finish, and then I'll show the news feed just for those people. But that also means now when I go and update my status, I can update that status. I just click here, see all lists. Test list is already there, but I can see all lists, and then they'll be in, they should be in alphabetical order, or test list. Maybe it's doing it by order of when I created the list. So there we go. That's how you use your friends list, and that therefore negates the need to have two different accounts. You don't have to maintain your personal account and your business account. Now we're going to look at the ability for people to tag themselves in your photos on your Facebook fan page. So this is a good thing for social media. If perhaps you ran an event and now you've got a photo of a whole bunch of people, you might want to tag them, kind of like we've got here for Turning Point Intensive. So we had an event, 2 people shared it, a lot of people liked it, but then people from here, they can tag themselves in this. So what we did, we took the photo, we uploaded it, we got this URL at the top, and we said, hey, if you want to tag yourself, feel free to. I tagged about 5 or 6 people that I could already see there, but in order for them to tag it, you need to enable it. So once again, we go up here to edit page, edit settings, and then where it says tagging ability, other people can tag photos posted on my page. You just edit that and make sure that's checked, and then you hit save. Tip number 11 now. You can see here on our Facebook page that there's all these different little things here, and you can arrange them, all these little menus. You can add extra things here, but we've got one that says free audio. So if you click that, it's kind of like a website in itself. In this is a landing page or a squeeze page, and people put their details in. How do you create one of those? It does get a little bit technical. What you need to do is ask someone, whether that's on Fiverr or Elance or someone with a lot of technical knowledge, to create this. It involves creating an app, and then that app has some code on it for this page. The reason it's tip number 11, because not a lot of people, once they like your page, they come back here and treat it like a website. And for the amount of effort this takes, it's not 100% worth it until you've done all that other stuff. So that's why it's tip number 11. But if you do want to look into it, I think it's worthwhile. You just want to make sure it's evergreen, in that what you put here, you never really have to update. You just set and forget. It's not like an event that you got to come back and update once every month. Because if that were the case, if I had to update these and have a current list of our events, it just wouldn't be worth it for the amount of traffic that's coming here. Unless maybe you've got like 10,000 likes or something. So last but not least is Facebook Notes. So Facebook is kind of like its own search engine. You can create notes in it as well. And here's what it looks like. So if I Google something like Facebook Notes marketing, let's see what comes up. Facebook Notes article marketing. That's one of the first things that comes up. And surprise, surprise, this person, McKinnon Baxter International, this is a Facebook fan page that's created this article within Facebook Notes about Facebook Notes. And because they're actually doing it on the Facebook platform, this article ranked #1 on Google for this term, Facebook Notes marketing, which is pretty good. But if he took that article, if he took all this text and all these images and he just copied and pasted it on his own actual website, whatever that happens to be, it probably wouldn't rank #1. So he's leveraging the power of Facebook in order to rank a lot higher. And you can do that too. So what you do in order to do that, you just go back to your Facebook. Then at the top here, you just search for Notes, and it says Notes app. That's what you want. All these other ones, ignore. It's just the Notes app, plain and simple. Then it'll bring you to your Notes section, and you've got here My Notes, My Draft, Write a Note, self-explanatory. I got a testing. I haven't really explored the idea of notes. This is kind of the reason it's tip number 12 as well. But if you've got a lot of content that you want to put up, you can just copy and paste it into Notes, especially if you're doing something that's quite to do with social media or to do with Facebook, in that a lot of people within Facebook would search for it. So those are the top 12 tips. Hope you've enjoyed them, and I'll see you